Welcome to Restaurant Influencers presented by Entrepreneur Media. My name is Sean Walchef, founder of Cali Barbecue and Cali Barbecue Media. I want to give a special shout out to Toast, our primary technology partner at our barbecue restaurants, for believing in storytelling. In life, in the restaurant business, and in the new creator economy, we learn through lessons and stories. We're very fired up today to welcome the official chef Wayne Carrington of Vibe in Slurp onto the show. Chef Wayne, what's going on? Welcome.
What's going on, Sean? Thank you for having me back again. I really appreciate it.
So we have an unrecorded episode. Chef Wayne was one of our first guests way back when we were piloting this episode before we officially launched with Entrepreneur. And so grateful to have you back. It's really incredible for us. You know, if you're new to the show, grateful, welcome. We believe in smartphone storytelling. We believe in the creator economy, and we believe in hospitality. And, you know, really this show has allowed us to reach over 8 million people since we launched in January of 2022. And we've just been learning so many lessons from the guests that we have on, which is why we're excited to welcome anybody that's new. We're welcoming you to the new community. But more importantly, for today's lessons and today's stories, we want to talk about Chef Wayne and Vibe and Slurp, how you got to where you got. We're going to start with our favorite random question. So where in the world is your favorite stadium, stage, or venue?
My favorite stadium would have to be MetLife.
MetLife. All right, beautiful. So we're going to go to MetLife Stadium. I'm guessing that seats probably around 80,000 people. We're going to pack that 80,000 people. We're going to pack it with hospitality professionals, restaurant owners. It's going to be the best hospitality conference that's ever been put on. Entrepreneur is going to sponsor it. Toast is going to sponsor it. We're going to reach out to a couple of our partners, and I'm going to put you right on the 50-yard line, and I'm going to give you 2 minutes to let us know who is Chef Wayne and what is Vibe and Slurp. Can you kick off our conference for us? Can you kick it off with a keynote? Let's go.
Absolutely. Everyone, how are you? Chef Wayne here, and I would just like to thank Sean and his staff and having me here. A little bit about me. I got into ramen back in 2014, all based off of a movie. I was away working, got home. My family, my daughters and my wife had a movie for me called Ramen Girl with Brittany Murphy. I was so taken back by this film that after the movie, I asked my oldest daughter if she could go ahead and find us a ramen shop somewhere in New York. I had never been. So after she painstakingly went ahead and did that, she found a place called Ippudo in Manhattan. It was a Sunday afternoon. It was pouring rain. She said, "Dad, the place opens up at 5 o'clock. I said, "Cool. It's 3. Let's get in the car, head down there." We get down there at about 4:30. There's a line going from the front door of this ramen shop and going down one city block. And on top of that, it was raining, pouring rain. So now the 3 women in my car are all looking at me and looking at themselves going, "Is Dad serious?" And oh my gosh, I was. I turned around and I told them, they go, "Dad, it's raining. We're not really going to get in line, are we?" I said, "We sure are. You see the guy on the corner over there with those umbrellas? We're going to go buy them." And we bought umbrellas, 4 of them, got in line. We waited 3.5 hours to get to the front door.
Wow.
3.5 hours to get to the front door. Once in, I could honestly say it changed my life. Okay. For those of you that don't know, I'm a former New York City police officer. After the police department, I went back into food, and I worked with various companies as an executive, Five Guys, Fat Burger. I consulted for a couple of companies as well. So with all that being said, I went ahead and befriended a couple of ramen shop owners, okay, in hopes that they would teach me how to do this. Well, unfortunately, that never happened. So I took it upon myself to learn how to make ramen. And within a year of teaching myself how to do this, I opened up my first company September 27th, 2014, called Rockin' Ramen.
Amazing.
Yes, yes. And Rockin' Ramen, which is still open as of today, I went ahead and franchised, and I partnered with someone after my third year of being open. And we franchised Rockin' Ramen with
Very cool.
locations in Westchester, the Bronx, and the Middle East, in
Wow.
Dubai, Abu Dhabi. And with all that being said, I I went ahead and aligned myself with Toast,
Yes.
which turned out to be one of the best things that I ever did. Because it helped me. It helped me from a perspective of having the right tools in order to do what I was doing. Toast was that company. With all this being said, in 2021, I sold my interest in Rockin' Ramen. I wanted to get back into the family-oriented business concept, getting back to freedom. Not that I lost all my freedom, but I wanted to get back to basics.
Yep.
And with that, I created the concept Vibe and Slurp. Vibe and Slurp, we opened up November of 2022. And it has been going in Toms River, New Jersey. And then I had the opportunity to acquire a building where I'm at right now, on the Jersey Shore.
Wow.
And I acquired a building, and this is so wild because I had to come up with another concept. I couldn't do Vibe and Slurp. I didn't want to do ramen. So I had to think quick. And I'm like, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and take my appetizer menu from Vibe and Slurp, and I'm going to create another company called Buns and Dumps. That's
Awesome.
right. You heard it. Buns and Dumps. That I created on a whim. I had the complete concept and everything right there at my fingertips. It was just a matter of me taking a couple of more items along with my daughter, Mia, who's a CIA graduate as well. And the two of us painstakingly came up with about 6 or 7 new buns from my Buns and Dumps and created this just phenomenal concept that went over amazingly well during the summer. So well that we've decided to keep it open year round.
That's awesome. So what I love about your story, obviously you and we met because of Toast, and we both have aligned our restaurants, our technology partners with Toast. I think it's so important for restaurant owners, whether you pick Toast or another company, it's so important to have a technology partner that you can believe in. We believe in digital hospitality, and going back to the invitation that you and I fortuitously had to go to New York, to Wall Street for this initial public offering for Toast as a company to celebrate, this incredible event where they're offering shares to the public, but then more importantly, to meet the people that they felt worthy of being at that celebration, the customers that truly had aligned and that flew their flag with Toast. Can you talk about, bring us back to, having your family there and that day on Wall Street?
Yeah, it was, it's been a surreal ride with Toast. While with Rockin' Ramen, Toast approached me about actually doing a commercial for them. And we ended up doing, I want to say about 4 of them.
Yep.
And the experience, it was totally unbeknownst to me that I had no idea that Toast was going public.
Yep.
Until they brought it to my attention. And one day I received an email to head off to Wall Street.
Yeah.
Part of that absolutely tremendous experience, and getting down there and having them put us up in the hotel. And once we arrived there on Wall Street, to walk in and see big Trinitrons with my face on.
You were all over. Your commercials were all over Wall Street.
Oh my gosh. It was like, okay, no one told me. You can't be prepared for something like that. It was just
Yeah.
It was an amazing experience. The family camaraderie that you got from everyone who worked for Toast, having the opportunity to meet individuals like yourself, who were just like me.
I was loud.
Yes, yes, yes. I think between the two of us, we could have ran that operation ourselves.
Yes, absolutely. We're not ones to sit on the sideline. That's for sure.
No, not at all. Not at
Yeah.
all. And it was just, I have to say, it was just an amazing experience. And it's just continued to go and forge, since then. We've had the opportunity to institute more of their products here in our Buns and Dumps, as well as our Vibe and Slurp. So it's been an amazing experience.
If you are a restaurant owner and a bar owner and you're listening to Restaurant Influencers, don't you wish there was a way that I could immediately save your business money and give you better content in your bar or restaurant? We have the answer. Atmosphere TV. Go to atmosphere.tv/BBQ for your free activation to help you add content to your existing bar, to existing restaurant, as well as help you cut the cord on some of these subscription packages, these big, bulky channel offerings that you no longer need. America's Funniest Home Videos, Chive TV, Angry Birds, you name it, Atmosphere TV has the content to keep your guests engaged, and they have an incredible ad-supported network that allows you to not only market within the four walls of your bar or your restaurant, but also to local partners. Atmosphere.tv/BBQ. Incredible platform, an incredible partner. We can't be more excited. Go to atmosphere.tv/BBQ and let them know Restaurant Influencers sent you. Yeah, for me, this is a show for entrepreneur. We have hospitality professionals, restaurant owners. I think it's so interesting. When I talked to you the first time, we talked about mentorship. We talked about how difficult it is as a man, as a leader, to reach out and ask for things that you don't know. When you're trying to expand your business, trying to get into business, it's difficult to align yourself. You said you tried to align yourself with some ramen shop owners to try to find out if they were willing to teach you. Can you share with us mentorship and, the story of the special mentor that you made, that you serendipitously created?
Yeah. So, what I ended up doing, I found it necessary to, especially during the pandemic, because that's when we spoke during the pandemic, and it became a thing where I wanted to see young men and women of all races and creeds be able to have an opportunity to do something with their life. And with that being said, I created a mentorship program where I would bring in young men and women who, whether they're just getting out of a very bad relationship with maybe the company that they were with, or they just did not have the opportunity to move forward in a company because of some adverse things that may have taken place before. Okay. So, coming from a world of law enforcement and seeing both sides of the as you could say, the picture, I got to see, what they actually went through, how it happened, and what they gave back to society to now be back out and have that opportunity. Well, that opportunity doesn't always happen. Okay. So I created a project where you come in, you work for me, you're going to start at ground zero, but guess what? I am going to give you the tools to be able to run one of my shops.
Yep.
Be able to wake up in the morning and know that you're doing something positive, not just for yourself, but for your family. And this has turned out to be an amazing experience for everyone, for my family, for the individuals involved. And we now have a mentorship program that that actually gets these individuals set up to be able to run one of my many restaurants.
That's incredible.
Yes.
Now, can you bring me back? There's been a mentor in this, an icon in the hospitality space that comes up a lot on a lot of these shows, but I know you have a special story with Danny Meyer. Can you tell me how you met Danny Meyer?
Yes, I was actually working for Five Guys at the time, and we were getting ready to have our first annual franchisee conference. 785 franchisees coming from all over the country to the Gaylord Hotel and Casino in Maryland. And we were hearing about a guest speaker that we were all going to be shocked and amazed that they were there, speaking to us. And lo and behold, it ended up being Danny Meyer with Shake Shack. So I had just finished reading Setting the Table, okay, which has become a staple in my company. It's the textbook that everyone gets when they come on board. So let's fast forward now. Here we are. I show up at the event, and here we're all gathering into the auditorium, and I got there late, and all the seats are taken, and people are standing in the back. So I see that there's 2 rows of seats that are open, but they've got police tape on it. I used to be a cop, so maybe I could break the tape. So I walk down the aisle, and you see Danny. He's standing at the podium talking. And as I'm walking down the aisle, he's looking at me, and I'm like, uh-oh, maybe I shouldn't. I hear people whispering, Wayne, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I went ahead and I sat on the very front row. And
Amazing.
I'm sitting there like a school kid. I'm like, it's like I'm at a 1963 Beatles concert, and John Lennon is sitting there singing with Paul McCartney. It was just amazing. So during this 1 hour and 27-minute speech, Danny is only looking at me. And I'm like, it's like he and I are having a conversation and everyone else is just hanging out. It was so amazing. So after his talk, he went ahead and he was doing a book signing now. And I said, you know what? I had my book with me. I just happened to have it. So I ran to my room, came back down. I'm standing in line. Danny's signing books. All of a sudden, Danny gets up from where he's signing his books, and he starts walking towards the line. And he's looking, and then he starts pointing. And everyone's like, oh, shoot, Danny Meyer is talking about. And then someone goes, hey, Wayne, I think he's pointing at you. And I'm like,
no way.
Then everyone starts going, dude, you're in trouble. You weren't supposed to sit there. I'm like, come on. I just sat close. I couldn't hear in the back. Next thing you know, Danny Meyer walks up to me and he goes, excuse me, can I talk to you for a minute? And everyone, of course, everyone's catcalling, oh, ooh, Wayne. So here
Busted.
now we're walking back towards the table, and Danny goes to me, listen, I just want to thank you. And I said, thank you for what? Now I'm going to myself, what the heck did I do? So
right.
He goes, listen, no matter how many times I do these public speakings, I'm nervous as all heck. He said, but you took it upon yourself to sit in the front row and gave me your undivided attention for that hour and 20 minutes. He said, I can't thank you enough. And he said, listen, let me give you a book. I said, no, here, better yet, here, take my book.
Yeah.
I said, I bought your book when it first came out. I said, I think you are the man. I mean, he goes, Wayne, here, he signs my book. Then he gives me a business card. And he said, anytime you need anything, you give me a call. So now I'm just dumbfounded. Now let's fast forward 5 years later. I needed to talk to Danny. And I misplaced the card. Oh yes. So now I had to let my investigative skills go into work. I'm like, how do I find this guy? and even if I find him,
Yeah.
it's 5 years later, he's not going to remember me. So thank God I'm a good writer. So I sat there and I broke down how we met. And I got an email. I had actually gotten his phone number. I could have called him, but I didn't think that was right. I wanted to do the right thing. If he's going to get back to me, let's see if he reads my email. And I put in the email, I know you'll never see this.
Right.
But this is now Chef Wayne Carrington. I met you at Gaylord Hotel Casino, and I broke down the whole thing. The next day, I'm in Philadelphia, and I'm driving. Oh, I was in Boston, and I'm talking to my mom on the phone. All of a sudden, my phone clicks. I see a 212 number. Normally, I never answer. And I went, Ma, hold on one second. Hello? In my letter, I put to Danny, all I'm asking for is 5 minutes. That's it. That's all I need. So I go, hey, hi, how can I help you? Yeah, it's Danny. You've got 5 minutes. Danny Meyer? Oh my God, Danny. Oh, Wayne, how are you? I said, oh, hold on. I got to get my mother off the phone. And he goes, 3 minutes. I went, you know what? I'll call it back. And the rest is...
Well, what'd you ask him?
At the time, I was doing some marketing. I was getting ready to do some marketing for Rock and Ramen.
Yep.
And I just, Rock and Ramen kind of just took off.
Yep.
Like hotcakes. Okay, because I did something unusual and different. I fused ramen, which no one had ever done before. And he what do you call it? He helped me. He actually said, Wayne, why don't you come down to my office?
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. Now this is making me think about. I don't know if you remember the book, The 1 Minute Manager.
Yes.
But it made me think of the 1 Minute Manager. How that one manager, because he had everything so organized and he was so detailed, and he was using, what did they use in the 1 Minute Manager? The calendar book, and everything was very detailed. That's what it reminded me of, because I got down to Danny's office like a week later. I went down there, and it's like everyone was expecting me. It was so wild, and then finally I was brought into Danny's office, and boom, Danny, not only Danny, but at the time, his COO, Richard Carina, was in on the meeting as well.
Wow.
And from that point on, they basically rolled out the red carpet. Wayne, anything you need, any help with anything, please just reach out. And, I learned to do that without overstepping my boundaries.
Sure.
You never want to, like some people, they get so caught up in the fact that it's Danny Meyer, or it's, Guy Fieri, or it's, someone really big, and you not knowing how to control yourself or use it as a, he made it very clear, Wayne, I'm your friend first.
Yeah.
That's, and anything that you need to help better yourself and your business, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And not in a monetary way. I've never once have I ever asked anything of Danny Meyer outside of what's up here.
Sure.
What's in here.
Yeah.
That's what I wait for, and I want to say that's how I got over the 6 month hump, the 1 year hump, the 3 year hump, the 5 year hump. We're now going into 10 years with 2 companies that are still viable and doing well.
Yeah.
And with Danny Meyer and Toast, I'm telling you, I honestly don't know where I'd be right now.
And now a quick break from restaurant influencers to welcome our newest sponsor to the show, and that is Davo Sales Tax. Davo is an incredible company. I remember when we first opened up our restaurant in 2008, Cali Barbecue, we were struggling to figure out how to automate sales tax, how to have enough money in our account to file our quarterly taxes. I am so grateful that now today we have found Davo, and they are a sponsor of this show, and they are excited to help other business owners no longer have to become tax collectors. Davo does it all for you. They take care of the compliance, they take care of the collecting, they take care of the filing. Get your first month free by going to davosalestax.com/influencers. Let them know that we sent you. Davo is an incredible company. We're grateful to have them on the show. They integrate with all the top POS companies, including Toast. davosalestax.com/influencers. Automate your sales tax today and get back to running your business. Well, I think the magic of, your story with Toast and your story with Danny is something that I try to talk about on this podcast, something my grandfather taught me, which is to stay curious, to get involved, to ask for help. These are such basic things, to be a curious person, to always want to learn, to never know that you have all the answers. No matter where you are in your entrepreneurial journey, there's always somebody that maybe you don't have a restaurant, somebody that has opened up a restaurant that has been successful. You can go and sit next to them and give them your time and attention. The beauty of what you did was it was the humanity of Danny, of understanding that, like he said, that he's human. Like, doesn't matter how many speeches he's giving, he still wants to do a great job. And having someone's undivided attention in the crowd, it changes everything. It puts him at ease, allows him to go through his cadence, allows him to know that the material he's delivering, and it gives him more confidence. But then, because of your willingness to get involved, to go and put yourself in that position. Is it an uncomfortable position? Yeah, you went in front of all the people in the entire thing, and they're yelling at you, Chef Wayne, don't do that. And then yet you did it, but you did it out of respect. You did it out of respect for knowledge, and it's that constant that we call a Mamba mentality of how do you continue to level up every single day to try to be better, but then also to ask for help. If you don't ask for help of people like Toast, people like Danny Meyer, then what are we doing? The greatest people, the highest net worth people, the biggest companies, they have leaders within their organization that truly care. And if they don't care about Wayne's 5 minutes, then they're probably not going to build some incredible organization like Union Square Hospitality Group.
Exactly. And it's so funny you say that. When I made the move to go sit up front, it was for nothing more than what you just said. It's to learn. Constantly learning, and you can't be scared. Like I tell my staff, there's no question is a stupid question.
Yep.
I've asked more stupid questions in my journey of rock and ramen, vibe and surf, and buns and dumps than probably anybody.
Yep.
And you are constantly learning. I've sit and watched just about every one of your podcasts.
I appreciate that.
Always have something on there that's so informative, that's new, that you didn't know before. Sharing ideas. Oh, wow, well, that worked for me. It may not work completely.
Yep.
But you know what? I can implement it somewhere.
Yeah, that's
what makes it so amazing, Sean.
Well, I appreciate that. And the best part is it's a community. It's a community of people knowing that anybody that listens to this podcast, they can end up being you. They can end up being on this show. That's the greatest part about storytelling, is somebody could be driving in their car on the way to their restaurant, on the way to their investor pitch to say, I've got this great idea for a restaurant, and saying, hey, Sean said that I could be on the show. And literally at some point you can be on Entrepreneur, your interview on Entrepreneur across all of the entire globe where people are listening. But that's how stories work. Stories become legends because they're told, but you have to be willing to get involved. You have to be willing to be curious. You have to be willing to do the work, because if you don't do the work, then nothing comes of it. Can you talk about the work that you're doing now with your family and how much it means to actually have a family business?
I'm glad you asked me that, because it's a beautiful thing. It's also it can be difficult at times. And the reason I say that, my wife is one thing, but I have to give so much credit to my daughters, because my two girls, Mia, who's my oldest, and Lainey, have actually been working for me and with me since 2014. My daughter Lainey was 14 years old, and my daughter Mia was 16. And
Awesome.
here we are, fast forward now 9 years later. My youngest is now 22, and my oldest is 25.
Yeah.
And taking the opportunity, to put it kind of bluntly, to take the opportunity by the balls and move forward to get this company where it is. I didn't do it by myself. Okay, it's not. I can't give credit to Chef Wayne. I have to give credit to my wife and to my daughters for being there. Even my daughter's boyfriend, Hans, who has painstakingly worked for me for a year, came in cold, knew nothing about the restaurant industry. And this guy is now running one of my restaurants. So to be able to have something like Vibe and Surf that is family run and operated, it's just an absolutely beautiful experience, And from that, we've had the opportunity to work with, we're in the middle of working with some producers right now.
Awesome.
And we are doing we're getting ready to create a reality.
Rad. Amazing.
Yeah. It's like I said, at 59 years old, this is all kind of amazing. It's surreal.
Well, I mean, I think it's important, and it's important for the thesis of this show. And we talk about storytelling and the power of social media, the power of digital media, the fact that no one's going to tell your story unless you're willing to do it. Can you talk to the people that are listening to this, that are leaders in their organizations, to let them know how uncomfortable you were when your daughter said, "Hey, Dad, let's start posting on Instagram. Let's start doing videos. Let's get on TikTok." But knowing that that's where the attention is. And once you go where the attention is, now you can find yourself on shows like Entrepreneur. You can find yourself pitching for reality shows. Now you can really expand the brand beyond your village. Because we talk about, of course, you have to take care of your village. You have to take care of New Jersey. You have to take care of your shops. But nonetheless, if you do a great job of sharing your story, now you can reach a global audience.
Right. And yeah, so when my daughters approached me about doing Instagram
and TikTok,
Facebook, TikTok, I just did.
I know. I've seen it.
Oh my gosh, dude! It was so cool. My niece, actually, she's the one that was like, "Uncle Wayne, you've got to do this. People, I can do it good for you."
Yes.
And, and she did. Her name's Crystal. She did a phenomenal job. It was so much fun. And now I'm hooked.
Yes.
I love it. And, when we first went ahead and started doing Instagram, I remember I started Instagram back in 2017. And I think I had like 400 or 500 people.
Yep.
I'm now at 20,000.
It's amazing.
Followers. The Buns and Dumps is at 12,000.
Yep.
My Slurp is nearing, I think, 16,000, 17,000. It's just amazing how you can get on there and just be real.
Yes.
Give people something they want.
Yep.
And with that being said, it's just had such a trajectory with what I'm doing in the way of moving this food and getting it out there to the masses. Being on a platform like this, it's still very surreal to me. And I try to be as humble and I keep telling everyone at the end of the day, I'm a former cop. That's what I do.
But the beautiful thing, the reason why you and I connected was your personality in real life. You are who you are, and that's who you are digitally. And the real strength and the unlock of this show for anybody that's trying to scale their brand is understanding there's a content creator economy. So there's people that are building businesses, doing video on Instagram, doing video on TikTok, doing video on YouTube, and they're trying to build businesses. We are business owners. We are already creators. We just don't know how to film that and publish that online. Once we start doing that, now we start to have this exponential opportunities that we've never had as business owners before. And that's truly what a restaurant influencer is. You don't have to have hundreds of thousands of followers on these social platforms. You just have to be willing to consistently do what other people are unwilling to do. And Chef Wayne, you guys are doing that. It's super exciting for me. I'm so grateful that I got to meet you in New York, and we get to continue this digital journey and in real life journey. People that listen to this show every Wednesday and Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, we're on the social audio app called Clubhouse. So please come onto that show, onto that platform. We'll bring you up on stage. Clubhouse is an amazing app. We have hospitality leaders from all over the world, sales professionals, marketing professionals, hospitality leaders, restaurant owners. You can get on stage. You can tell your story. Pitch me. If you want to be on this show, you can literally get on stage on Clubhouse and pitch me. Why should you be on Restaurant Influencers? Why should you be on Entrepreneur? But we also want to give a social shout out. So every week we do a social shout out for people that are supporting this show. This week's social shout out goes to William Eppard. William is our sales rep. Well, he was our local sales rep. Now he's moved up the chain at Toast, but no one has believed in this show like Will has. He laughed at me when I told him we're a barbecue media company, that we're going to create content, Toast unboxing videos, Toast podcasts, but he believed in me. So no matter where we went in the company, no matter who I needed to talk to get where we are today, to get to Wall Street, to get to, now I'm on the Toast customer advisory board, all of these incredible things. Whenever I talk to salespeople, I say, be like Will. Don't be confined to what your job code is in sales. If you're willing to help the Chef Waynes of the world, if you're willing to help the Seans of the world, if you're willing to run through walls, your career will have exponential opportunity. And Will, we appreciate you. We love you, man. Thank you. Thank you, Will. But Chef Wayne, this is your chance. Who do you want to shout out? You can shout out anybody in your organization or any vendor partner, because we love shouting out vendor partners. It's a way to create B2B content. Anybody that's gone above and beyond.
You know what? I want to go ahead and give a big shout out, not because they're my daughters, but because of the amount of time that they put into this business, the sacrifices that my two very young daughters in the middle of their life have given up certain things to make sure that this company continues to thrive. So I want to give a big shout out to Lainey Carrington and a big shout out to my oldest daughter, Chef Mia Carrington. Those two have done a absolute amazing job, and without them, I honestly don't know where I'd be today. But due to their hard work and their diligence, here we are. Here we are 10 years later, still growing. Still growing, still building. We have some great things coming down the pike, and I can't wait to be able to share those as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Besides the TV show, we're getting ready to really spread out.
Awesome. Well, we're going to put links. We'll put links in the show notes. It's vibeinslurp.com. It's official Chef Wayne at official Chef Wayne. It's at vibe_in_slurp at buns in dumps. We'll put those in the show notes. And if you guys want to follow me, it's at Sean P. Walchef, ShawnPWalchef. That's on TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. You can find me. I'm weirdly available. We're here to support you. Please join us on Clubhouse. Please go visit Chef Wayne. Go check out Vibe and Slurp if you're in New Jersey, and follow him on social. Let him know you appreciate his storytelling skills. Thank you so much for your time, and we will catch you guys all next week. And a special thank you to our title sponsor, Toast. Toast is the primary technology partner that we use at our restaurant, Cali Barbecue. It is also the primary technology partner that so many of the guests have shared with us on this show. People like Sam the Cooking Guy, Stacy Poonkinney, Jeff Alexander. So many times the guests tell us that they're using Toast when we didn't even know that going into the interview. That is why we are so grateful that they sponsor this show. We want you to win. You that listen to this show, we want you to improve your digital hospitality. Toast is built for restaurants and it's built for you. Toast is the restaurant first platform that's built for your needs, whatever your size, concept, or ambitions. Improve your bottom line with a customizable platform that's easy to learn, use, and grow with. And it meets you where you are with all the right tools for your price point. If you have any questions about Toast, please DM me at Sean P. Walchef, ShawnPWalchef. I will get you the link to the right Toast contact in your market. It's so important that if you listen to this show, that you win. We want you to be on this show eventually. Let us know that you heard the show, you heard about Toast, you implemented Toast, you did a Toast unboxing in your restaurant. Talk to us about how you've impacted your village, your city, your community. Share your Toast story with us. DM me today to learn more, and be sure to check out Toast.